Hey everyone, welcome to this week's market update. So Brisbane's property downturn has been quite shallow compared to the big two capital cities, with local values only 0.8% below their peak. But this was followed by a relatively mild growth cycle where the growth in housing values in Brisbane was only 7.5% over the past 5 years, which is awesome. And now the Brisbane property market seems to be steadily gaining pace, which is fantastic news as well. Brisbane will lead the capitals, with the value of Brisbane properties forecast to surge as much as 20% over the next 3 years as economic growth underpins the city's relatively affordable housing market. In November, figures showed that about 40,000 jobs were created, which is epic, pushing the unemployment rate down from 5.3 to 5.2%, which is really great news. Any downturn is a great percentage change. A Sky News Brisbane reporter said that if unemployment did not stay stable at 5.2%, then there's a very good chance that the RBA will cut interest rates next from 0.75 to 0.5%, which will set a new record. Brissie is still set to rise by 20% in 2022 as the forecast. You might remember that we actually shared that stellar prediction with you back in July, stating that based on the property clock that I displayed at the time for December 2019 showed that in fact Brisbane houses were on the way up in the recovery cycle stage of the market, while units had reached the bottom, and we're definitely seeing that at the moment. So they've also taken a look back at the year that was, and they've made an assessment on their predictions. So we said that our region would continue to attract affordability-driven capital city seekers, but the values across most markets would remain relatively flat, which is what we've seen. And for the most part, we were on the money. So I'm pretty happy that we were on the finger on the pulse there. In other words, we're seeing an easy to predict market. And for the most part, that's been true for some years now. And I guess it's been a continued steady as you go type of performance, while the southern markets have obviously peaked and then they've dipped. So what's Hare and Todd White predicting for 2020? More of the same, which is not a bad thing. Brisbane has excellent indications of sustained growth and long-term capital gains, particularly for the detached housing market, and within anything that's within QE of the CBD is what they're concluding. I hope this has helped, and we'll talk soon.